Don't go. Here we go. There's Charnel. Wave hi. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. Welcome to the TED Show, episode 31. Happy to have you guys here.
That's how old I am.
That's how old I am. No, it's not. Welcome to the show, mee-yo.
Thank you.
Millo Aldea Venegas.
That's right.
Did I say it right?
Perfect.
Perfect Spanish. That's what 12 years of Spanish in public schools will get you. I can say baño and cervezas.
That's all you need.
Por favor. Millo's amazing, and we've been talking a lot since he got here, which is what I do with everybody that comes. We've been catching up because I haven't seen him in a long time. And let me double check on this and make sure that people can hear us. There you are. See, look at you. You look great. And I've got this.
I like that shirt.
I've got this bang going on. I don't know what's happening there. Look at that bang. That is my real hair, by the way. All right, so we've got people on here. Let us know that you can hear us. We had to mic up a little bit different today. But yeah, what is that bang? We're going to talk about that in a minute. We got so much good stuff to talk about, though. Really good stuff.
Now, is this a PG-13 R-rated show?
I want you to feel as comfortable talking about whatever you would like to talk about. I think I said
because if you want to get to HBO, Ted, a couple of F-bombs here and there might get you some viewers.
I might have been to HBO before, but that's a whole other story. Let us know, guys, if you make sure that you can hear us. Mio's actually the one. Sounds great, good-looking dudes, bad hair and all. Nice, Shirley, nice. So can't be talking about your hair, so she's definitely talking about my hair. Millo and I met through Michelle Rodriguez. And I don't know if she's on today, but Michelle is a realtor friend of ours who has a passion still to this day of doing something entrepreneurial. And she wanted to get into a network marketing company. And she said to me after, I don't know, the second or third one, Ted, you're really going to love this guy. His name's Millo. I'm like, I have no interest. I don't want to meet anybody anymore. I don't know if you know that or not. She's like, he'll come up to the club. I'm like, yeah, and drink my wine. I mean, it's going to be awful.
It was good wine.
It was good wine. And then you sat down, and it was awesome. And so even though I think we've moved from that iteration of network marketing to a whole bunch of other things, the friendship remained. Yeah. And that's because you're charismatic, caring. I love your story. And so tell us a little bit about you. Tell us how you started, because you're not in network marketing right now.
No.
And you don't, I don't know if you guys know this, and you can Google it, but he used to be a pop star.
Oh, nice.
So
nice for throwing me under the bus.
Throw you under the bus.
That's what friends do to each other.
That's what friends do. Look, I've got this bang going on that I can't not focus on right now. And so definitely Google that, and if not, maybe I'll add that to the post later on once I find it.
You could do that. Thank you very much.
But that's not what you want to talk about. We're going to talk about the rest of your life and how you got here. So in the beginning, there was Millo.
Yeah.
And what happened? Are you from here?
I am originally born in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Yes.
Which we will talk about today.
But I consider Orlando home, because I moved when I was 14 years old, and this is where I got married, this is where my children live, this is where I run my business, this is where life is.
So and your family, though, is still in Puerto Rico?
We have, all of my family is in Puerto Rico. I have my dad and some cousins here, but my mom and the rest of my family is in Puerto Rico at the moment.
So at an early age, when you're singing those pop songs with hair, are you thinking, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? And then
when you're young and ambitious, you want to be different. And if you see and you feel that you have a talent, you kind of want to groom that talent and see where it takes you. So
I groomed it much better when you had hair.
I thought I had a talent, and it didn't go as far as I wanted.
The videos are great, though.
Well, thank you. However, I believe that that helped me develop some of my skills that I use today towards my career and my role as a professional.
Which the current career, which we'll talk about, that's not. How long have you been doing what you're doing now?
With the company, that almost 5 years now.
But prior to that, how I met you, you were not. I don't believe you were doing that. You were focused on network marketing. There was a vacation, network marketing. It had the word beach in it or something like that. Because you're fantastic, you're charismatic, so that's a great place for you to be.
I would think the long story short would be, I used to be involved in the arts, and I worked along with some very solid people in town. Bob Allen, who is the owner of Ideas, who started inside of Disney, and he is one, if not the top storyteller here in town. So that also helped me become a storyteller in the role that I am right now. So I was an art director.
That's right, you draw. Thank you for bringing that up. You are a talented artist. That's right.
Well, and then
we should have had. We definitely will have to post that too. I've seen your art. It's amazing.
Well, the thing is that after being in art for 14 years, you kind of think to yourself, is that really what I want to do? I saw myself liking people, wanting to talk to people, but I was in a cubicle doing some great work,
Right.
things that I was really proud of, but I felt that this was not what I wanted to do anymore.
Well, you had no human engagement. No.
I had no human engagement. Now, I was surrounded by some of the most creative people that you've ever met, but I wanted to branch out. And so at the time, I was talking to the president of the company. I said, I want to move into the sales things and talk to people. I think I might be of help.
Had you done sales before? What made you say sales? So
No.
you had no sales experience, and then all of a sudden you decide, I don't want to be in the cubicle.
Well, here's
I
the
wanna
key.
get out.
The key to the paradigm shift was when I discovered mind control, which the people in my role, or those who perform and are practitioners of neuro-linguistic programming, are not even supposed to use that word. But I was fascinated by mind control, meaning you have a belief, right? You have
Right.
you see the world in some way, and I see the world. The maps of my world are somewhat different than the way you see it, right?
Correct.
So I want you to believe what I believe. And the only way to do that is through the power of words, right? And then when I say words,
Is this your hypnotic language that you put in
yeah,
there? Okay.
there's a lot of
I
study
love that.
hypnotic language,
Thanks to
hypnosis. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. When you study hypnosis, for example, it is a lot more complicated than people think. And it's not about people going into this trance and not being aware of what's happening. That is not hypnosis. Hypnosis, in the process of you being in your somnambulism stage, you are aware of what's happening. You just giving yourself to the process, and you're willing to do what that person is suggesting you to do. So you are not in control of yourself anymore.
I would agree with that. I
And-
know we're not talking about me right now, but
No, and I've been fascinated in that phase of steering people in the way you want to steer them to, and involving that in the sales environment has been extremely powerful. And people out there in the sales world, I think they're missing out. They're missing out.
I was going to say, so there's a way to do that in relationships, which I think a lot of people do. I think I love the term hypnotic language, because I know what you're talking about. People get mesmerized by you. They're listening to you, and then whatever you're suggesting to them, they buy into it, and that's an amazing talent to have when you're in any kind of sales.
Any kind of business, I was thinking.
Really, any kind of business. You're right.
Sure,
Which
sure.
is how I got you on the show. by the
Let's
way.
go down to the fundamentals, right? We're people of people, as we say,
Right.
And we say, oh, rapport is so important. Rapport. Now, when you think of rapport, Ted, what comes to mind?
Relationships, symbiosis.
Good.
Right? Is that
Well,
the
I
word?
believe there is a short way to build rapport with somebody, and there's a long way to build rapport with somebody. But once you build rapport is rapport, so it's good.
I agree.
So whether it takes a long time or you do it in a short period of time, it's still good because it's a rapport.
That's why people sometimes say, I feel like I've known you forever or a long time.
Sure.
Because the rapport is there and immediately you have it, whereas with other people, it can take a lot of time. Do you feel like sometimes it takes that much effort that the rapport is actually...
Building
ever gonna
rapport
come?
can be taught, as most people will tell
I did
you.
not know that.
Most people will tell you building rapport is very, very hard to teach, but it's actually very, very teachable, per se. Most people, when they want to build rapport, they look for commonalities. Let's see, what do we have in common that I have in common, and when we can talk about that. And did you know that that's actually the weakest way to find rapport, and that it takes a lot longer?
Based on commonalities?
Yes. Most
Why
people
is that?
Well, most people think that if I find something common with you, we'll have something to talk about and therefore build rapport. That's true. That is absolutely true. But did you know that the most effective way to find instant rapport is talking about the past, bringing you back to moments that you've already experienced, Therefore, when you find someone that talks about the things that you're most passionate about in the past, things that already happened, because I could ask you a simple question, hey, what are you doing today? That hasn't happened.
Correct.
That hasn't
I have no
happened.
emotional attachment to it. I have no attachment to it.
Exactly.
Right.
But a simple question as in like, how did you wake up this morning?
And then I go back to that and I think. It brings on feelings, emotions, all sorts of things.
Like that.
Understood.
And the more you bring your subject matter or the person that you're talking to, your customer, back to memories that they're most familiar to talking about, the faster they will ask the question that you're always been wanting them to ask, which is, so tell me a little bit about yourself.
Right.
If you get a customer to ask you that as soon as possible,
So
you
get
build
a
rapport.
Customer to get.
Yeah, well, we're talking business, right?
Right. We are talking business.
We're talking
Believe it or
business.
not.
So if you get a customer, a prospect, a potential buyer, to ask you that question, you're there.
So how did you get to that point? Did you study NLP?
1000%.
Okay, so you take, that's one thing that's awesome about the way that you approach things. When you see something that's interesting or that you're interested in, or you've seen it work, you study it. But how does a normal person go, all right, I've seen this situation, it works. Do you read a lot? Do you listen to audiobooks? Do you go to events where people are speaking on the topic?
All those are yes.
Okay.
But the main important part is, how do you prove that it works? I'll prove it to you right now, right? I'm in a line of business where I've never met this person. Never met them. They don't know anything about me, and I don't know anything about them. And I am supposed to sell them there.
Correct.
There. Now, they have absolutely no interest in buying anything, nor they want to talk to me. No, they care who I am. And my goal, my objective in the entire meeting is to sell them $50,000 worth of a product that I believe is wonderful, but you don't believe is wonderful. You could care less. And this person will tell me 10, 15 times, there's no way I'm going to buy anything today.
And as a matter of fact, this particular industry that you're in, they've probably had 85 conversations before they got to you about how they're going to tell you no.
They're already prepped themselves on how to escape the sales process and get what they want, which is a gift, right?
Correct. That's what they want, the gift.
3-4 hours later, now we promised this customer that all you have to stay with us is 60 minutes. That's the agreement. And you can walk out. You could walk out in 60 minutes, and that is okay. That is okay. And you will get your gift as promised. Word. That is our word to you, right? 5 hours later, they're spending $50, $60, $70, $80, $1,000, $120,000 worth of our product.
And that has to do with hypnotic language
100%.
and
now,
understanding because what you do with that, it's not just your language, but you also read body language, you listen to their words, which is probably all part of that. And you can give it back to them in a way that is more edible than they might have had before.
yes, now a lot of these folks are just like you and me. A lot of these folks might think, oh my gosh, mee-yo is telling me this, but there is no way that me knowing what he just told me, there's no way they're going to sell me.
Right.
But the thing is that it's not about competition. It's not about me convincing you anything like that. My company has a beautiful program. It has such a gorgeous program that taps into the most important thing in your life. And that is the time that you have. I tap into the most important thing in your life. It's not your money. It's not your car. It's not your house.
Right.
It's not anything other than the time that you have that you're living and the time that you have with your family. I can tap. The moment I touch that hot button, you've opened up. You've opened up to listen. And that's part of hypnosis, right? Because in hypnosis, there is the induction phase. Prior to the induction phase, there's a process where you need to accept that I am going to do something, but you need to let me in. No a therapist is allowed to even hypnotize anyone until the patient has agreed to be hypnotized.
Right.
Right? That's the law.
Fascinating.
Therefore, it is very similar to what I do. We're not going to talk about what I have to sell until you agree that you're willing to open yourself to what I have to say. If not, there's really nothing to talk about.
So did you have to get this good, because I'm hypnotized already, To get this good, did you have to practice? Because people are out there. I think people are hearing it, probably thinking, I would love to be able to have that conversation, that passionate conversation that mee-yo just had with my clients, with the people that I want to do business with. You practice. This just didn't come overnight. You read,
Sure.
practice. But I think people think that sometimes when somebody
I practice about 5 hours a day.
Wow.
5 hours a day. Right now, this is my first day off in 14 days straight. Right?
Oh, and he spent it with us. Isn't that sweet?
So in the last 14 days, I've practiced. Not only have I performed it in front of our customer, before a customer enters our sales floor, we've been practicing already for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Do I read? Yeah, sure I read. Do I always listen to folks that teach me how to do these things? Absolutely. But more than those folks who teach me, I am a practitioner. I could speak. I am the speaker for the company.
Right.
I am the speaker, and towards the end I talk to families and I invite them to buy. Okay? But I am this speaker that presents to a whole group of families in a little stage. Okay? We perform. We perform. And our company is based on performance. Performance is the key to everything in life right now, in my opinion. I
like it.
Performance is everything. And you get paid on what you perform. No excuses. Therefore, if you want to perform at the level that some of these folks that I work with perform, you have to be a student of the game, even though when you're fantastic at it. Even when you know you're fantastic at it, the moment you say, oh, I'm really good at it,
correct,
you've lost the battle. Because there's someone like me who's extremely ambitious about what I do and who wants to be better than you.
So you've got all this, and people are commenting, by the way, about the energy and how awesome this is. Julie said performance is the key, and she also said something cool. I love his passion and how connected he is to what he's doing. So you and I both know that there has to be, I guess you can't really be on 24/7. Mm-hmm. You have a family.
Sure.
He's married. They have a dental practice. She's beautiful. 2 beautiful kids. So you make a point, from what I've seen, to disconnect at that moment. So from that process, so you go into family mode and it's 100% present. You're 100% there with the kids.
I think we can agree on many things, but today we can agree in this right now. As a father, right? I think that is the one thing that I'm most proud of. And I need to get better on the husband skills, you know? Because me and my wife, we disagree a lot, but that's all right. We love each other.
Right.
But the one thing that I'm most proud of is being a dad. I think I'm really good at it. Really good at it.
I would agree 100%.
And I want to get better at it, just like I am as a performer. But there's 2 things that I know I have to do as a father, right? One thing is provide. And provide, that's a broad term, right? We need to provide income, we need to provide security, safety, we need to provide teaching, wisdom, all these things as a father. And money is part of that. But the other thing is you need to be participant in the lives of your kids.
Absolutely.
One thing is, hey, I'm giving you all this money, boom, 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 you can go to college, you can do all these things. But if you're not present in the things that your kids live on, yeah, their soccer games, little parties, their friends, they want you to meet some of their friends and their teachers, and be there and high five him when he graduates from kindergarten. You have to be present, because I assure you, Ted, those things are a million times more important than any college you put them through.
I agree. Be present.
So that is the fuel. That is the fuel that powers me to be a better professional, right? Now, one thing is to say, I know that. Oh, I know that. Everyone knows that. And whomever doesn't know that, they're behind.
Correct.
You know that, right?
I agree.
But the question to ask yourself is, how good are you at that? Because most people know, oh yeah, I know that. Oh, I know that. I know that. Right. How good are you at those things? See, that is the fuel that powers me. Should you be doing the things that you love? Sure. Do I love my job? I love my job. I love my job. I hate it a lot sometimes.
Sure.
Because it could be very, very, it's very hard to do what
You're
I do.
on all the time. Like you
have to be so focused.
You have to
be so focused, because in the process of hypnosis, or in the process of hypnotic language, or in the process of NLP, or the process of sales, you're following a timeline of things that you're doing. And until you know you've completed that milestone, you can't go to the next step. That's all. The customer doesn't know that,
Right.
but you know it. So you have to be so focused on everything, on how they respond, how you say things, all these things, and mannerisms, things, going back to stories and going back to business, going back to story, going back to business. That's all process of being hypnotic, right?
Right.
Being hypnotic. So it's very hard to do what I do, and only a few key people can do it. And I'm proud to say that I'm one who does it, but I'm going to be 10 times better in the next 10 years. I assure you that, okay?
Do you think that, and you share what you want to share, and he's got a great pin on, people, if you can see Mee-yo's pin. Do you think that all of the things that you had to pretty much step back and learn an entire new world with Nico's his son, do you feel like that and that forcing you to step back helped you with NLP, helped you be a better salesperson?
1,000%. If you're focused, I will have to think. Listen, I am very motivated by money. Very motivated. In fact, I don't like to waste any time.
I know. I feel very blessed that you're
the
here.
time that I like, the time I like to spend it with my family. I'd rather be in a little farm with my family, see my kids looking for butterflies,
Right.
but I got work to do in order to live those moments. So when I'm in business, it's business time, right? My children, my boy Nico, my daughter Aria, my wife Jimena, they fuel me to be extremely aggressive at what I do. And my customers appreciate that. I have a perceived level of authority when I'm talking to a customer.
Sure.
And the customer says, this guy is no joke. I might do a joke when I'm on stage to
Right.
create humor and somewhat of an entertainment environment, but when I'm on a table, there's no jokes. It's business. I'm tapping into something that I know is a more important thing to me, to you, and you're tapping into something that is very important to me, which is the money that I take home to provide the life that I am for my children. So yeah, when I became a father, everything changed. Everything changed.
It changed.
Everything changed. Life became a lot better, and life became a lot more significant.
I love that. Absolutely.
My boy was diagnosed with autism. When that text hit me, I was in training. When that text hit me, my wife texted me, "Hey, he's been diagnosed with autism." I thought my world collapsed. Because as a dad, as a mom, as a parent, you want your kids to be healthy, to
Correct.
coexist in society, to have friends, to in the future be independent, and all those dreams just kind of.
And you had no point of reference, so it's
Yeah.
scary. It's,
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know anything.
You don't know. So now you go into the study mode
Right.
and trying to find out solutions for your child. Today, my child is the happiest boy in the world. And let me tell you, because he has those challenges, which is not even compared to some of the boys that I've seen, he's well off, okay? But I'm going to spoil that child for the rest of his life. And my daughter, too. My
I
daughter,
know.
too.
She's got
but
you wrapped.
the moment people think, oh my God, and feel sorry for him, the moment they're wrong.
Right.
Because they have someone like me, someone like my wife, who's going to give this kid the ride of his life. But anyways, that is the fuel for any of us to, how we talk about our why?
Yes,
Our why? Most people in business say, oh, we know that, right? We know that,
They
but
do.
they forget about it. They forget about it. So they
agree.
focus on the objective, which is sales and business, but they forget their why. Your why makes you more aggressive than anything in the world. Why is the purpose? So you're making money. So what are you willing to struggle for? What you're making the money for? Because all the money in the world will bring you things, but it won't make you happy unless you know what you're doing it for.
Correct.
I have a clear understanding of why I work and why I earn the money that I earn. I have a clear understanding, and that has changed. Because 10 years ago, my goals.
It's a different world.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
When I was dating my wife Jimena, my entire life was I need to have this woman.
Right.
I absolutely love this woman. She's the most gorgeous woman in my life. That goal changed. Now I have children. Now, before my children, it was my career. Where am I going?
Right.
Now it's my children. And the one thing that I have that I would like to instill in other people's heart is you need to live for something. You could have $50 million, $100 million in the bank, and people will want to have that money. For what?
Correct.
For what?
I often wonder, I see people work so hard, and I don't think they understand what they're working for or living for.
Yeah.
They really don't. One of the things that I have to comment on, and we've got a lot to cover, we're already at 25 minutes.
Really?
So
We're done, aren't we?
I still want, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So I think they'll engage and allow us to go a little bit longer.
Now, I don't want people to think, oh, Millo's a nice guy. I want to talk to this guy. No, when people want to talk to me, we're going to talk about business.
You know what?
Right?
Millo's a nice guy. Don't let him fool you. He's a good man. And one of the things that I love about your social media, even though I don't see it on Facebook as much anymore. Look, see, Vanna's here, 25. Don't you love that?
That's the cue, 25
She's
minutes.
Awesome. All right, I'll wrap it up. Thank you, Charnel.
Your viewers are looking at the back of my head. I'm like
look,
this, talking to Ted, and like,
your
boom,
viewers,
boom.
My viewers are looking at my bang.
Okay.
Honestly,
It's a
totally
fantastic bang.
phenomenal with you. But I want to give you many kudos, but your social media has always been, at least the Facebook part. I'm not on I have to look at the Instagram. So focused. So when you did a post, you could feel it. Like people could feel it, and you were so present with the kids. And I know that just isn't because Nico has autism. It's because of where you decided you were going to be in that moment with them every time.
Yes.
And that is just, you can see it in the pictures.
I've detached myself a little bit from Facebook because I wanted to be a lot more present with my family. However, if you want to see some of my lifestyle, well, you can always see me on Instagram. But all I do is post pictures. I don't have much to say other than just look what I'm doing with my family.
Because you used to say a lot.
Yeah, but that's why I detached a little bit from Facebook.
Understood.
I started to care less about what people think. I just wanted to see what people were doing.
Correct.
Okay.
And
so that's what I do on my Instagram. I kind of want to. My life is around my children right now. I'm having a lot of fun, and I invite people to see some of those pictures in my Instagram,
which I think is awesome to do. Yeah. I do. Okay.
So we have one more. Yes, please. I want to.
There's so much to talk about, but he's got, Millo has obviously, and we all do. We're all feeling it, and I feel like it's not getting the attention it needs to. But he's got the personal story to go behind that, as many of you do. So tell us a little bit. Talk to us.
There's a lot of trouble in Puerto Rico right now. I mean, the entire island is devastated. Devastated. I mean, when you go to Google and you type in Puerto Rico, you used to see palm trees and beaches and people having fun. It ain't like that right now. And it's going to take months and months and months to even rebuild a lot of the things that we used to have that made Puerto Rico. People are dying. They're hungry. Kids are going hungry. Elderly that need medication, they're dying, Ted. So we need people to help. Are we helping? Sure, we're helping. The military is over there helping, but the entire island is destroyed.
Do you have a particular source of help that you work with? Like, is it Red
I would like
Cross?
to invite everyone to go online and type in unitedforpuertorico.com.
Unitedforpuertorico.com.
I am not attached to that entity. I receive nothing other than I think that's the right way to point the money to. We need supplies, water, generators. We need to rebuild the entire country, bro.
I agree. And we're praying for them. It's absolutely crazy over there. And it would be nice to bring the focus back to that and what's going on the island instead of some of the craziness we've been dealing with and hearing lately. You've been a joy, man. I wish you could stay on forever. I appreciate you taking time out of your first day off in 14 days to spend it with me.
It is my pleasure.
Audience.
Hey, let's finish up with this. All right, so I love Ted's shirt. This is an amazing shirt. For anyone that the best comment on your shirt,
Okay, here we go.
We'll get a free bottle of wine. Your choice. And I'll pay for it.
You'll pay for it?
It's cheap, right? I'll pay for the bottle of wine. I'll mail it to that viewer of yours. But the comment needs to be fantastic.
I love it. All right, so you see this shirt. It's not my normal Robert Graham. Yeah. It looks good on there.
It's an amazing shirt.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you so much, man.
Come on, man.
Love you. All right, thank you. We are done, and Charnel is right on time. We love you guys. See you tomorrow. Thanks for all the love and support. Appreciate it.